Hey, Matt Webley here, hope you're doing all right. So in this video, I'm gonna answer a bunch of questions that I get asked about the AI software as a service business. So if you don't already know, the biggest opportunity, in my opinion, in the 23 plus years of selling online has happened this year. Normal people can now make real life-changing incomes, 10K, 20K, 30K, 50K plus per month, building simple software as a service solutions using AI and AI agents instead of human devs to do the coding. So you couldn't do this a year ago. This is new, brand new. It's in a huge industry. It's in an industry that is sound and has been around for over 20 years, software as a service, but you get to disrupt it with AI and AI agents, meaning normal everyday people without massive deep pockets filled with cash, without technical expertise or AI expertise or entrepreneurial experience, can now build real world businesses using AI and AI agents, long-term recurring revenue, actual customers, real business, real stuff. So let's talk about this. I've made over $12 million selling software as a service and over $23 million selling online. So yeah, let's talk about AI SaaS. I'm redefining this. Like, I'm purposely calling this AI SaaS because other people are calling it something else, and I don't like that term. So I keep saying AI SaaS. And I know that I'm going to be the godfather of the name AI SaaS. Now you might go, no, other people call it that. Look, I've invented other stuff that I think I've invented, like, and people have said I haven't. Ollie's laughing in there. Is she on the phone? So I just saw her. I looked in. She's laughing. There's no one in there. What is she laughing at? Like, belly laughing. She on the phone. Anyway, so let's answer a bunch of questions. Anyway, shut up, Matt. Just answer the questions. Okay. So do I need to know how to code to build an AI software as a service? No, I answered it already, really. You don't need to be able to code. When I first saw AI and AI agents building software as a service, I was mind blown, but like how far it's come since then, 6 months or so, whatever it's been, like 6 months later, like how far it's come is mind-blowing in itself. So it was already mind-blowing when I first saw AI coding software, but now it's so much better than it was. So yeah, you don't need to know how to code to build an AI SaaS. I've got a list of questions here. Can I really build a profitable software as a service business just by myself? Yes. Believe it or not, most software as a service businesses in the real world are micro businesses, really, with one or two people. So my friend Rick, that built a Chrome extension and exited his business for hundreds of thousands of dollars, having made tens of thousands of dollars per month, I think, actually running it. It was one person. You know, I know a bunch of people that got started or built the entire business out as a one-person business, but they're usually coders. People that have got programming experience that would do it as a one-person business, because if you can't code before, you'd have to get somebody that codes. So it can't be a one-person business. But oftentimes they're a 1-2 person team with humans. Well, with AI, it removes the need for humans because the AI does all the coding. And obviously, most small businesses online probably start with one person. So it's actually a one-person business now. More so than it ever has been before. So let me go to the next question. The AI basically handles all the heavy lifting on not just the coding side of it, on most of the business. So how much time does it actually take per week to build a software as a service business? I say don't even bother getting started with less than 5 hours. But my guess is if you think you've only got 5 hours a week, chances are you'll find another 5 or 10 hours on top of that, however busy you are right now, because the process of building your own AI software as a service is actually addictive. It's actually really fun. I put it down to the combination of problem solving and creativity. It's something about that marriage of those two things that makes the process of making software actually addictive. So I think you might start with the best of intentions going, well, maybe I can do 3, 4, 5 hours a week. Like, you'll end up doing 10, 15, 20 hours a week. You'll do it in your sleep if you can. And you can use Replit, the AI agent that I recommend and that we use, on your phone. There's an app, so you can literally do it on your phone. And the thing with the agents is you give it an instruction, then you have to wait 2 or 3 minutes. So you could be at work. I'm not suggesting you do this, but you could be at work, have your phone under your desk and go, build me a little button here on the app, and then it does it, and you just do it like a text message almost. You wait 5 minutes and then have a little look. Oh, there it is, it's done it. So yeah, 5 hours minimum. 10 hours is optimal on the low end. Obviously, the more time you can spend on it, the better. But I think if you've got 5 hours a week, bear in mind that's like an hour an evening, Monday to Friday, when you're laying in bed, or just before you go to bed, or when the kids are going to sleep, whatever, you can find an hour a day, Monday to Friday. But yeah, an hour a day would be amazing. If you've got more than that, amazing. But honestly, 5 hours minimum, I would say. I wouldn't bother. If you genuinely think you've only got an hour a week, don't bother. Don't bother starting any business. There's no business on the planet you're going to make work with an hour a week. Not really. But remember, the bulk of the time you spend on your business is front loaded. So you build the app, that's going to take most of the time. And then, like, I do 6 figures a month with my software as a service businesses, and I do 3 hours calls per month. That's it. That's all the work I do on them. I don't do anything else. So it's a very passive business once you've kind of front loaded the work and effort. 90% of it is going to be passive once you've built the software and you've got established. Right, what's the difference between building an AI SaaS and just building any SaaS? Well, an AI SaaS, the only difference really is you're using AI to do everything you'd used to do with humans, which means normal people can do it that don't have a technical skill set, don't have any knowledge about anything. You could just use AI to do stuff. So the only difference is you're using AI instead of human devs. So there you go, that's that one. Isn't the AI wave already too saturated? Am I too late? No, the answer is, and this is my genuine belief here, not only is software as a service industry growing and it's forecast to grow loads over the next 10 years, I think that actually whatever saturation has happened in the niches that you might be thinking of going into, you're going to disrupt that anyway. You're going to be the disruptor because you're coming in with AI as a secret weapon, whereas they've probably got human dev teams. Most human devs still aren't using AI, which is nuts. So they're really, really slow, clunky, and expensive. And you can come in lightning fast, iterate or add features so fast, bug fix so fast on your own with no coding ability. So I think it's going to be you that's actually disrupting stuff. Plus, if you only stick to micro niches anyway, well, there's only likely to be 2, 3 competitors in that space, maybe 4 or 5. Well, is the space, if there's 5 dev teams getting fed from 5 pieces of software and that's micro niche, well, there can be 6. It's just how it is. Okay, yeah, I genuinely think the gold rush is just starting. It's not over, it's just starting, especially for the AI SaaS crew. Right. What if I don't have a niche or an idea yet? This is a big one. And actually, my coaching clients, I would say, I don't know, maybe 50% of them struggle. When they come to me, they have no idea what niche to go into. I've got a bunch of exercises that I go through with my clients to extract the perfect niche, and everybody that goes through the program. There's not been anybody that's got past week 3. Some people do struggle. There's not been anyone that got past week 3, I don't think, and not come up with an idea. Now, ideally, you're going to come up with an idea right now, and then if you came to me as a coaching client, I just go rubber stamp it, and I go, yeah, that's the one, let's do it. But most people don't. They come to with a short list, and either there's some gold in the short list, and I extract that and help them with and find the one that's the one to go for, or they come up with a long list, and they've usually been chatting to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT's led them down a load of bad rabbit holes, places they shouldn't go, But generally speaking, without making a full video on this question on its own, and maybe I should make a video on each of these questions and expand on them. But ideally, you want to do something that's in your knowledge, interest, skill set, in that kind of area, ideally. So you've got that hidden advantage over other people that maybe don't. So you could go, I'm going to create a window cleaning business app. But if you've never run a window cleaning round, well, you're going to lose. Well, you're not forced to lose, but it's going to be more difficult to come up with features that window cleaners really want than if you was an actual window cleaner. So I always say start where your knowledge exists right now. What have you got expertise in, knowledge in, skills, talents, contacts, experience? What have you got that's in that space? Is there something in that space that you can automate, or you can save people time, or save people money, or help people make more money in that space? We start pulling at little threads like this, and then obviously with my coaching clients, this is a big part of it. Like, choosing the right idea is going to be 90% of if you get success or not. You could choose the wrong idea right away. You could spend the next 3 months of your life building it out, only to find out that actually that was really the wrong idea, and you just didn't know because you've not got the experience. And ChatGPT does lead you down the wrong directions with that. But you can always just borrow somebody else's idea, which is probably the safest place to start. So how is this different from starting a Shopify store or running an agency or doing other business models? This business model can be very passive. Like I say, you front load the work and it's very passive. You don't need to buy any inventory. There's no products to import from China. There's no private labeling to do, or tiny margins to deal with, or boxes, or shipping, or customers returning stuff. If your customer doesn't like your SaaS, they just cancel. You know, you've got the money that they've paid already, and they just cancel. Hopefully they love it, and you can continue to have a win-win relationship whereby they pay you a small monthly fee to get the problem solved that they have. But it's recurring, it's sticky. You don't have to deal with red flag clients. You can generate subscriptions 24/7, literally whilst you sleep. When you put the building blocks in place of the software as a service and the sales process and the marketing, once you put all that stuff together, it can be very, very, very hands-free and passive, remotely run from anywhere in the world, single person business, faceless, unless you want to put your face on it, then you can, whatever. But it's just a sexy business, and AI now does 95% of the stuff that humans used to do. It is gloriously nice weather tonight. It's such a nice night. Having come just out of the summer of Dubai, like there's a breeze blowing, and I know I shouldn't be saying this on a video like this, but oh, it's in half nice, you know. It's really lovely. So yeah, less headaches, more passive income. You don't have to show up or deal with red flag clients or whatever. It's just your business is run essentially on autopilot on its own. So next question, how do AI SaaS businesses actually make money? Well, I mean, I suppose this one's an obvious one, but if it's not, for people that it's not obvious for, people have a problem. So let's say I've got a small business that is in a certain industry. I will have problems attached to running that small business. If you can create some software that alleviates, eliminates, or just eases up some of those problems I experience in that business, then I would pay you a monthly subscription fee to ease that pain, or make me more money, or save me some time. I will pay you as a business owner for your software to help me run my business, or whatever, automate my business in some way. So how do they make money? Subscriptions, usually a monthly subscription. So there's usually a free trial, then a monthly subscription. Sometimes a lot of SaaS founders like to push annual subscriptions. So usually you might give 2 months free. So it's like the price of 10 months, but you pay up front. And that's good in one way, because a lot of people, you know, they might change what they're doing, or get bored, or do something else, or forget about your software. Maybe they would have stayed 1 to 2 months, 3 months. But if you can get a year's worth of income out of them up front, and give them that 10-20% discount, a couple of months free, then oftentimes people think that's a win. I don't like annual recurring revenue. I like creating a sticky product and focusing on monthly, because for a bunch of reasons, I prefer monthly over annual, even though I do understand the argument for annual. And again, probably a video for another time. But there's lots of other ways. That's the main way, but you can have usage-based pricing. You don't just have to have monthly recurring revenue, so like a paid access. You could sell API data, so you could sell, there's other revenue generating models as well I'm talking about, but that's probably beyond the scope of this video. So what's the average monthly income from a one-person software as a service business, right? How long is a piece of string? That's like saying, how many steps will it take you to walk a mile? Well, I could take long steps, or I could take short steps. You might have a long stride or a short stride. Like, I could do fairy steps. Like, how long is a piece of string? I mean, that's not a good analogy, but essentially, who knows? But I would be shocked if after 12 months after being launched, you weren't at 10K a month revenue. I'd be shocked. 10K a month seems to be like the magic figure that everybody that's seeking business opportunities is interested in. And 10K a month in SaaS is not that much. If you're charging $30 a month, say, no, let's do 50 so I can actually work it out in my head easier. If you're charging $49 a month, let's say $50 a month, which is a very kind of lowish ticket SaaS price, but you're charging $50 a month, what's that? 20 customers would be $1,000, so 200 customers would be 10 grand. So 10 grand a month is 200 customers. 200 customers, when there's 8 billion people on the planet, is not a lot of customers in the software as a service world. Now 200 customers, if you were like an agency and having to deal with them day to day, that would be a lot of customers, a lot of clients. But 200 customers, when your software essentially runs itself and that is the product and it signs people up itself and all that stuff, that's not a lot of people. Let me just see. How long? How many? 10 minutes? 10 minutes? Ish? 10 minutes or so? Okay, that's all right. Ollie was looking a bit distressed. I thought maybe my food was ready, and I do not want cold food. But she did. How long's a piece of string? That's what she did. So the reality is, some people are going to cross 6 figures year one with one tool, and that is not going to be anything spectacular. I mean, it's a life-changing, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say 100 grand a year or 200 grand a year is nothing. Of course, it's life-changing money, but what I'm saying is, for software as a service, it's very achievable. Earnings disclaimer, I'm not promising anybody will make any pennies, and this YouTube channel is free, so do with the information as you please. But I would be shocked if most people that start out on this journey and make the right decisions, so right offer, right positioning, right features, right pricing, right sales process, right free trial, right software, right customer service, right marketing strategies. I'd be shocked if there wasn't if they couldn't make 100K in year one after launch. I'd be shocked. Some people are going to do 20K a month, some people are going to do 50K a month, some people are going to do 100K a month, and some people are going to breeze past like that like it's nothing. It's extremely scalable, and AI has changed the game so that normal people can do it. It's crazy. It scales without extra work, and I think that's the key. So you're used to, to make 100K a year in a normal business, that would take a lot of X, Y, Z. But in this business, you build it, and then you sell access to it, and you can sell 1,000 people access to it just as easy as you can sell 10 people's access to it. So it's very scalable in a way that maybe you're not used to if you are working a normal job. Can I make recurring income, or is this just another trend? Absolutely recurring income. The entire business model is recurring income right from the start. So again, you can chase business models whereby you sell something and then the next month you're starting from scratch again, you're starting from zero. With software as a service, next month, everybody you sold to last month is going to recur again. Maybe you get 3, 4, 5% churn, you know, so maybe if you've got 100 people month one, maybe 3, 4 people leave after month one, but that means you're entering month two with 97, 95 people or whatever. You're entering month two with 95 people. So now you add another 100 people, you're at 195 people, because all of those, most of those people from month one paid again without having to sell them again. They just recurred. It's baked into the actual business model. And obviously AI makes it easier to maintain and feature it, improve and stuff over time than ever before. How much does it cost to build an AI software as a service business? Right, this question 6 months ago, I'd have answered $1,000, $1,500, real world, maybe $2,000, $2,000. Now bear in mind, a software as a service business 12 months ago would cost you $250,000 to $350,000 and take maybe 2-3 years. Now it will take you 2 or 3 months, and it will cost you, again, 6 months ago, it would have cost you $1,500, something like that. Now you're looking at closer to $200, $250. It's crazy. So for $250, you can build what used to cost $250,000 and take 2-3 years. And you can do that in 2 months on your own with AI, natural language. It's bonkers. It's bonkers. Yeah, it's very cheap. It's very cheap. So the software stack that we use, I'll tell you, just to add a bit of extra value, Replit. There's links for all my current tech stack below. If you're watching this video later, these things might change, but Replit, about $25 a month, something like that. Claude Code, about $20, $25 a month, something like that. So about $50 you're all in. You're going to need a domain name, about $10 a year from Namecheap. What else do you need? You're probably going to want access to ChatGPT, which you probably already got. It's about $20 a month. That's it. So whatever your monthly costs are, $50, something like that, times however long it takes you to do it. But at some point, you're going to get customers, and they might pay you $50 a month, each customer. So you get one customer, you're in profit, or at least you're covering your costs. Like, it's so easy to get one customer. Unless you screw everything up, one customer is a cakewalk. So 100 customers is my goal. If I can get my clients to 100 customers, that's ideal for me, because I've seen it time and again where the SaaS starts growing on its own. So if you could just break 100 customers with blood, sweat and tears, if you have to, just grinding it, do what you've got to do. Beg, borrow, steal, use AI stuff, use manual stuff, ask for favors, whatever it takes to get to 100 customers. Because when you're at 100 customers, getting to 150 customers or 200 customers or 250 customers is a whole lot easier, because it takes on a life of its own. How quickly can I get my first paying customers? Right, so the reality is there's a launch process. So you've got coming up with an idea, planning the idea, and building the idea, and then putting a sales process in place that's automated. So all that is front-loaded work. Could you do that in 30 days? Theoretically, yes. In my experience, if you're going to market, as in you're actually not just building a little app that you're going to use yourself, and it doesn't matter if it's a little bit rough around the edges, if you want to hook Stripe up and you are going to do all the advanced stuff, like, I'm not going to go into all the advanced stuff right now, but if you're going to do everything so you're as good as somebody else that's been in the game maybe 10 years using human devs, as good as them, you're probably looking at 2 months or so. Again, are you doing 5 hours a day? Sorry, 5 hours a week? Or are you doing 5 hours a day? It's going to make a difference. So I would like to think that the build process, planning process, validating process, all that process, planning process, all that, 30 days to 60 days. At a push, 90 days, realistically. But that is, you are not MVP at 90 days in with AI, you are really pixel perfect. You're pixel pirate. You're being a perfectionist if you're 90 days in and you've not launched. So then, but I see that. Like, people come into this space and they want it to be perfect. Not everybody's all right. We're pushing stuff out that's not 100% perfect. I get that. I've tried to coach my clients into avoiding that mindset, but it is what it is. So 60 to 90 days for the build, planning, validation, idea, everything, right? And then to get your first customers, I would be shocked if you go, right, Matt, now is the time, let's go full on launch marketing. Your first customers are going to be within 30 days. They just are. They just are. At a push, if you're really struggling, I would expect your first customers to come in 60 days after that. But that's like if you're really like struggling. Like, this whole entire process, you getting to 100 customers, could potentially happen in, for Speedy Gonzalez, 60 days to 90 days. A little bit longer if you're being a pixel pirate. But essentially one sales page is all it takes. You get a good sales page, you're giving away free trials. Right offer, all you got to do is put that free trial in front of the right people. They're going to raise their hand, take the free trial. Some of them are going to become customers. The beginners, you might get 15% turn from free trials into paying customers. When you've got things dialed in a little bit more, maybe you get 25 out of 100. So you give away 100 free trials, you get 25 paying customers. When you're super duper advanced and you've really got things dialed in, your offer's good, your sales page is good and all that stuff, you give away 100 free trials, you might get 50, 55 paying customers from that. So it's scalable. Just give away more free trials, and then you just use marketing strategies to find places to give away more free trials. Is this something I can flip or sell later? Yes, absolutely. SaaS businesses are one of the most valuable digital assets on the planet. Investors, people looking to acquire businesses love SaaS, especially if you can prove it's essentially automated and runs itself. And with AI, if you can say, oh no, I don't have any devs, I'm not a coder, I use AI. If you can essentially give them that, so they get monthly recurring revenue tied to a product that people have been on for months or years, and you can say, I will transfer you this digital asset and I will show you how to maintain it and fix it and add features to it using AI, that is disgustingly sexy to a potential business acquirer, right? And there's some people, their whole business model is acquire lots of small businesses, SaaS businesses in the same niche, and then they will sell that for more. So they buy your SaaS business that's maybe making 100 grand a year, and they buy 10 others like that. So they've got $1 million a year of profit coming in from those 10 businesses. And it's like called a roll up, I think that's the term for it. But you roll it up, and now maybe that $1 million a year business is worth 10 million. Just because of a roll up, because it accesses a new type of buyer. So yeah, essentially small apps, you'd be getting 12 to 36 times monthly revenue all day long. My friend sold one for 56 or 60 times monthly profits. It was probably revenue, to be fair, because he was a coder himself, so there wouldn't have been a wage attached to that. So yeah, buyers love it. Buyers love recurring. They love automation. So yeah, that is, I'm going to end it there because otherwise the video is going to be really long. It's already half an hour. If you enjoyed this video though, and you've got any more questions, add them down below. I can make a part 2 of this. If you want me to make a part 2, you need to let me know, otherwise I won't do it. But I'll make a part 2. I'll answer more questions if you want it. Just let me know in the comments down below and add your question for next time. I've got a list of questions that I could keep talking about, but there's some questions answered. Hopefully you got some value from that. And yeah, if you're not already building a software as a service business using AI, what are you thinking? It's the sexiest, easiest, biggest, safest business that's brand new AI SaaS is the sexiest opportunity online right now. I saw Alex Hormozy talking to the Replit founder on a video earlier. So the Replit, the AI agent, talking to arguably the most popular internet marketer on the planet right now. This stuff is going to go mainstream. With me, you get undergroundness. You get real, in the trenches, somebody that's been doing internet marketing for over 2 decades and SaaS for over 8 years. And I understand this space very, very, very well. I can help you build an AI software as a service business. If you're interested in working with me on my coaching, one-to-one mentorship, there's a link down below. Click that, work with Matt. I don't buy it, we can have a chat. If it's not right for you, I'll tell you. I reject more people at application stage than I accept. But if I think you can do it and we'd be a good fit to work together, then yeah, it'd be good to have you on board. Right, anyway, hit the thumbs up button, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.